Thank you so much. Like I said, guys, sorry for the downtime, but we are back. We're on track. And we're ready to start off this Terran versus Protoss. That's our third series of the day. Like I say, thank you for the sticking around during the downtime. As we have in the top left-hand side, our blue Protoss player is MaxPax. In the bottom right, our red Terran is Cure. Alright, pretty little map as we have a look around Risen Memory for the first time when we get set up here. This one was the one I thought was kind of interesting because I saw that middle area having a lot of raised kind of middle kindness. There's like a big kind of group of selection here in the middle, but it's not super crazy. It's like a high ground area, little blocker in the center. So a little bit of high ground, low ground to move through directly the center. There's the Cybercore Nexus coming online, Reaper coming through, and the Chrono Boost on the Adept coming about for the moment as well. Okay, coming through, Adept on the way out as we get ourselves settled into another series. Oh my god, guys. Thank you for your patience. Again, sorry for the downtime. Hope you're enjoying, and obviously Q and MaxPax. Great matchup. This is where I think this group starts to get interest. We're actually going to start seeing all of Q's games in a row here, I believe. So we're going to get a lot of Q back-to-back, and seeing how his games play out, and then we'll see more MaxPax, Rogue, etc. And the other guys in the second half of the group as well. So should be a pretty fun little matches here. I actually really like this group. Hey, I think Nicorect obviously not a hot star in the TvTs, but I think he can still maybe stand up and make something of a stance and have something to say. Spirit, I think, is always a dangerous opponent. I don't think anyone should take him lightly. And then MaxPax, Cure, and Rogue I actually think are a really cool trio of players to play against each other, because I actually think all three of those guys can really take each other out. Like, is MaxPax maybe my bigger favorite? Probably. But Cure has been one of the players to have a better stance against MaxPax as of late. Rogue has been a very sneaky player. I think he can do very well, so yeah. Very exciting. We'll see the blink coming through, Warp Gate and the gates coming about, Robo Facility in production. As the Reaper and the Hellion comes across to the top, just going to drop the gateways down at the front, Robo Facility still coming through, add a couple of pylons on, and we just have Q settling down in the middle with our Reaper and Hellion army, with a few Marines just kind of stepping back home. Not going to do too much just yet. MaxPax on his way to an early blink, so kind of things as expected here so far. That blink especially is very much so the go-to kind of composition a lot of the time, the go-to upgrade in the early stages. Not really too surprising at all. The main base is a little bit visually noisy. And you know what? I like that opinion. That's such a cool bit of feedback, because that's actually something that I think is very easy to fix, right? It's just a terrain feature. But I don't disagree. When you stop and look at those lines, there's a lot going on. Like, does that stop you playing the game? Probably not. Could it be a little bit easier to look at? Yeah, it probably could be. I'm kind of with you, actually, when I stop and look at it. It's got a lot going on. You're not wrong. It's interesting terrain, though. I feel like that would work better if it was, like, not on the main, almost. I think because it's in the main, that's where you naturally spend a lot of time early. It's like, oh my god, like, my eyes don't know where to look for the best, you know? Now we're going to try and blink in to get this medevac. MaxPax will get it, so the Woodermine will get 2 probes, and that is going to be that. Reaper hops up, isn't going to get too much further. There's a jump-up spot there on the natural, though, so worth noting for the future. But that is a way in to potentially scout, just to keep an eye on this map in general. This MaxPax goes straight to the Temple Archives and a third base behind it. So 3 base, Temple Archives, going to be that Storm opening. Obviously, this is new patch. The new patch, which I'm not sure how long this patch is going to last, because I think it's very clear that so far Storm has been continuously still very good. I know you guys are going to be like, Wardy, we told you. Yes, I just wanted to believe and give it a few days, but I'm gonna kind of believe in as well. Maybe Storm is a little too good. Maybe we didn't need to buff it. But hopefully we don't have that being something which sticks around too long. It's a dead Raven. That's a nice catch from MaxPax. He saw that Raven leaving at first, so he knew where it was. So they were sending the rest of the Stalkers back to go and get it. Great catch. Takes away some potential map control of Cure right from the get-go. Strips that away from him and pushes him down to this kind of bio-based army that's looking to play a bit of defense here. As we are going to see the Marines jumping into the bunker, the few Stalkers and the Prism around the right-hand side. They'll scan for the Observer. There's still obviously the Prism to provide high ground vision. And unfortunately, of all the places we've chosen to build Stim, it's in the one place the Stalkers can hit without even blinking up to the high ground. So that really is pretty much as bad as it can get. He cancels Combat Shield, starts Stim on that other Tech Lab, and repositions that Barracks to a Tech Lab, which can start Combat Shield again. So that's a delay on your bio upgrades, and that means that the Storm coming through is going to come through without any issue at all. Nothing else going to be happening. Let's see the Storm and the charge continuing up. Extra gateways being brought in. The Forge in production. The battery on the way out. And we'll just see our setup across these bases from Kyo continuing. He has got a third base building, so he is looking to the longer-term future of this game. This is not like a, oh crap, I'm in trouble. 2 base all-in time. So he does have that third CC coming through, and like I say, I think that will be an important factor of this as we continue to get set here. That bunker sitting tight at the moment. Again, +1 attack upgrade coming through. Add a couple of gates, add a few probes. The assimilator coming up as well. Add a few pylons alongside that. As we continue to look to see what else is going on. A couple of units popping in and out of bunkers and so, and units popping out of those barracks. We've got the Orbital Command, Medevac, and Marauders. All producing buys. A couple Widow Mines will get burrowed. Just taking position on this natural expansion here. Prism set to go for an adventure toward the main base, and just MaxPax going to try and cause some more, well, disruption basically to this Terran army, to this Terran lifestyle. As we try and set up not just on 2 bases, but it is time that we try and push out to 3 bases, which is the perfect time for that Prism to start being annoying and pulling the Terran back into the main, back into the natural, stop the focus from getting toward, getting toward a 3rd base, and just make that, like I say, a very difficult situation for the Terran player in general. So that's what we're going to start getting to here. That Stim Pack completes, +1 armor, and the concussive shells both on the way out. Add some Marauder, Marine, and Viking production in as well. And as you see, a couple of Marauders, the Widow Mine, and the Siege Tank right there. Prism around the bottom side, ready to drop in toward the main base. I say, that's just the right time as we take that 3rd base location. Kind of starting to see different 3rds as well. I mean, MaxPax takes the kind of more triangular 3rd, whereas Cure takes the more kind of like a linear out onto the map 3rd base. The SCV is cool. Can we save this Siege Tank? Would be nice not to let that go down. Looks as though it will fall though. As the Viking at least will get onto the Prism force in a recall. That will be the end of the Prism harassment. It was fairly successful. That said, Cure, actually a good defense here. That's actually a really nice natural choke with the command center. Like, rocks and then the CC there. Works really nicely. Now that works really nicely when the units are trying to run into you. What about when the Storm zones you from kind of coming through that space, though? Yeah, that's going to be a lift on the 3rd base. We're just going to start backing away from this. Stalker's trying to get in after the command center. SCVs will try and get there. Cure standing into the Storm as he tries to fight through this. Storm's still lasting a long time, obviously. We do save the location, though, so that base will be kept alive. Prism, having recalled, is now on its way back in. Can we force this away a second time? Because it's about to arrive here, and it's going to start causing trouble as Zealots wolf into the main base. And you got to go protect that main base right now, because we're in a position where your ghosts are going to begin popping. The last thing you want is your ghost popping out to insta-die to Zealots. That would be a disaster. Nice Storm obviously now does 1 shot, or 1 Storm will get the kill on the Widow Mines as they're burrowed. I mean, don't be wrong, he was taking damage, but he's actually going to come out of this, alive on the other side. Vikings and Ghosts both in productions. Again, both the tech units he needs in this game. We already have 3 Colossus, though, from MaxPax. He's so far ahead on the tech switch. So he is so far ahead on just getting to the next stage of the tech in this game. That may very well be a problem as well. Let's just have the... at least for now, MaxPax's backing away, though. So Cure's going to be given a bit of time to maybe re-establish control. The problem is when MaxPax takes this much control, you kind of take a glance back to the minimap and you're like, oh, he's on 5 bases already. You know, and he's not on 5 bases yet, but he's on his way to that 5th base. He'll be there very soon. Like, he is very quickly approaching a very good situation for himself right now. As that Bio Ghost Army continues to gather about. A couple of mortals coming through, +2 and +1 coming up as well. Couple of High Templars make their way around to the bottom side of the map. So just going to try and push itself into position. Again, +2, +1 upgrades coming by. Marine Marauder Medevac all coming up. Got the Starport on the way. Add a command center on as well. The other units all continue to gather together. And the Viking will be there just to push the Prism back over to the right. So Prism back to the right side for a little bit. We'll see the Udamai going to be there again. Another nice Storm already, and a couple ghosts in the background. Now Storm is zoning the Bio from moving through, and that's what Storm is going to be very good at with that longer length of time. Cancelled 4th base, Kira. It's just difficult to stay in this game when MaxPax has been taking such advantageous positions and keeping himself so far ahead on the situations. I just don't think this is going anywhere in your favor at all right now. Another Storm, the Zealot's going down. The army's collecting together as well. Fire will gather. The loss is coming through. I mean, that army's getting absolutely melted. Storm in the back as well. GG, says Kua. MaxPax takes game 1 of this best of 3. And that is going to be the opening game going the way of MaxPax. So there's a lot of history in the WardiTV TLMC events at this point. Obviously, some of them recently. We've done a couple of team games as well now. So I think it's our 13th edition of the 1v1 event. But that's still a tournament series with some history attached to it, to say the very least. We have got in the bottom left-hand corner the Blue Protoss player, repping Psystorm Gaming still in this day and age. It is MaxPax. He takes on, in the top right-hand side, the red Terran player from Team Liquid, Kua. He's down a game. Let's see what happens as we continue through. Max coming through, getting the gas all coming up. Just get settled for a couple of moments here. The beautiful world of Andromeda. I like this map, man. I love this little like crash landing spot to mark out the base. Look, is that where the base goes? I'm not even sure. It looks pretty though. I like it. You'll go a long way with me if you pick maps with good aesthetics. I'll tell you that much. We will obviously, guys, as well. So these maps will not make it as ladder for probably a little while, probably a couple of months at the very least, usually. I believe it's like November where the deadline is for them to submit the new map list to Blizzard, and then obviously there's going to be some time for that to get put into place and everything. So yeah, what we will do is, my character follow-on from that, is that we will make an effort to obviously start adding some of these maps to the WardiTV map pool. We will have our own little WardiTV map pool. I'm going to pick 2 or 3 of my favorites / maps that the players like, that I think, you know, make a good fit. Replace some of the lesser played maps from the current ladder map pool. We'll start using a couple of different maps for the WardiTV Mondays and any other WardiTV events we have for the rest of the month until we do end up with a new map pool. Seeing the factory coming up, bunking the reactor coming through. Reaper trying to get in after that probe. The other couple of probes coming back over. We're in the bunker, just going to nibble at the adept. I'm just going to fire a couple of probes starting to go down. Just going to be seeing the little probe. He's going to get there. Reaper taking a few more shots. Command Center, Marine still coming up. Attack Lab coming by. The Blink on the way. Just going to see the Helene and the Marine's going to get after the Adept. As we chase that over to the corner, force the shade, the two Adepts there together, trying to find a little extra. This is a map that does not have a lot of high ground, low ground, right? You get to the natural and that's it. It's just flat over here. There's actually a lot of space. Like, this is a very wide open natural, really. Like, yes, there's the ramp up here, but you come in from this flat ground, that's massive. There's so much space just between the natural and the third base as well. Like, it's not that it's far away, it's just this feels so open. Usually, you know, these positions are so kind of plugged up. And this kind of second layer runs through the middle of the map, so that's very interesting as well. Get to the center. Yeah, this map definitely has a different vibe to it for sure. You can kind of see, like I say, all the space on the bases and everything. It's definitely something to be intrigued by straight away. Blink coming up, Prism on the way through, a couple of probies continuing about as well with the assimilator. Still going into play, Stalkers in production, Marines tank, Barracks building by as well. The Marines pull back toward the main. There's a couple of barracks still coming up. We had the engineering bay on. Marines are coming through. Feels a lot like Abyssal Reef with natural design in the middle bases. Yeah, there's so much more space though. Like, this area on Abyssal Reef was like that big, right? Like, you've got all this extra space to move between. Maybe, I mean, I think it's very different though with like Abyssal Reef really had, I guess there is that like forward base here. I think it turns and twists a bit too differently for me to really feel a comparison. I just can't believe how open it is, like heading in towards the natural and the main and stuff. Big SCV pull from Kyo, who is already triple CC in this game, so he's very well set up economically. No tank siege just yet. Sizable main base to play defense on, so it's going to be interesting to figure out, you know, where you put the tanks there as the Terran to kind of pull off the defense and to put us into a comfortable position. Prism joins up overhead. Those Stalkers will gather together, and then we'll take a chance to jump in. A little scan gets rid of the Observer. As you just see, the few Marines are going to be there. A couple Stalkers blinking through, getting on top of the Siege Tank. The Siege Tank is going to get cleaned out as well. I mean, this just feels like value for MaxPax. Resources lost is about 500 in Kyo's favor, so he's actually not traded badly. 6 Stalkers have gone down. Stim and the +1 still coming up. The Marine Marauder, the Starport coming through. There's a couple of barracks on the way. There goes the Prism. A few Stalkers is dropping straight in. A couple of Marines coming across. Stalkers are going to shoot. You can see the Prism potentially taking a little bit of damage there, not quite just yet. Marine Marauder going to come back out, go after those Stalkers for a couple of seconds to find just a little bit more value on that one. A little bit more trading being done. And combat shield coming up, add that armor upgrade on. Just going to see that storm still coming through. Add on the immortal as well. Stalkers get that. CV taking some damage. Marauder going to take a few shots again. Just good Stalker harass coming in around the back as we set up across these 3 bases for a couple of moments. Marauder Viking all on the way by. That Prism has to recall. I mean, don't forget, Q's done all of this off of triple CC, so he actually has a very good economy this game compared to what we've seen in some of the previous games. I do think that that's an interesting note as well. splash shots going by. And there's going to be MaxPax trying to push through. Q still has a lot of army supply. Let's see if the Storm can make up for that a lot, or if it's not going to make much of a difference. That is basically our question mark at the moment. Just going to be seeing the SCVs starting to go down. Zelds get everywhere. That Prism finding its way around the back. That's where MaxPax is going to start finding a lot of value back into this. The Prism will go down, but we've got to get in the main base and clean up those Zelds. At the same time, we are threatening at the front. That third location, still a lot of units nearby, and the high tempo actually taking some damage. Just got to be very careful with those. The last thing we want is to see those getting dropped down dead. So just got to be super cautious with that. As you have a cleanup going to be made, but Q takes a lot of damage. Still actually holds a good army supply lead. Actually has 1-1 upgrades to currently 0-0, though that will be 1-0 soon from MaxPax. And the armory delayed from Q is stopping him from getting toward 2-2 upgrades as quickly. This set of harassment has found some value across the board. We'll finish that armory up, start 2-2, hopefully. It's interesting, though, because we're also trying to build Ghosts, and we may need Vikings soon because of the Colossus. Because you're going to need to start building all of those tech units, it is kind of the point in this game where we also need to kind of stop and, stop and put gas into that rather than just putting all of the gas into the upgrades. So yeah, it kind of becomes an interesting moment or two in that regard. CC coming down, a few Ghosts coming online. Marine Marauder Medevac coming about. So the Ghost is coming up, the Prism around that right-hand side getting settled as well. Colossus in production, extended thermal lance, +2 attack, and the armor upgrade all coming over. Another couple Ghosts to the front as the 2 upgrades continue by. Vikings will gather up. Just seeing the starport building. It's going to be starport number 2 on the way in from Kua. Had a couple barracks on as well. Kua survives through everything. I mean, like I say, felt like at points he had crazy army supply advantages, just never able to make use of them. Just catch an observer there. 4th base done. 5th base building from MaxPax. Again, just getting to that point where the second set of tech units has come online, right? The Colossus are ready to play. And that joined with the High Templar is going to be a scary combo. And the Pros are starting to get to a lot of economy. What will the approach be here from Kua? Going to go down. Thinking about the middle of the map for this 4th base. I think he doesn't know where to put it. And now he sees the army, so he's going to be indecisive about it too. That army split in half from MaxPax. I'd say potentially vulnerable. Obviously not guaranteed to be vulnerable at the end of the day. You know, these are 2 Protoss armies that have a good amount of tech units in each of them, so the Storms to help you kind of get away from tricky scenarios as well. Doesn't get turned around. It's just a single Zealot in there. When you see just the 1 unit, I was kind of thinking maybe a Storm drop, but yeah, just 1 Zealot. And we'll figure out what we can do in regards to that. 1 Storm coming down on the left-hand side, then a couple of Storms coming in from the bottom. Ghosts not finding their EMPs on those armies just yet. They're trying to soften that up. The Observer gives itself up, though, in the scan, flying straight forward. As this is the battle to try and get our 4th base online. There's the EMP a little late. Still going to bring that High Templar super low. It's not quite going to die just yet. It becomes an easier target for later on, as another Storm just looking to come forward here. And again, just once that Storm goes down, it zones for 6 seconds now. It's a sizable amount of time to sit there without any true support for you that you typically expect. An EMP to hit some Zealots. Storm onto a little bit of the bio. You're trying to stay just, a step away at the moment. Okay, that's a better EMP on the bottom side army. Maybe MaxPax can't push in with that anymore. But can Kua commit to a fight as well? Like, can he push into any of these armies? Can he create something out of what's set up? I actually don't like this fight at all for MaxPax. The Zealots should melt against that much bio. Viking count good. The Archons are the issue. The Archons are going to get rid of the Vikings quickly. A lot of the Vikings took splash there. That said, there's still not a lot of HP left on those Colossus. 1 Storm coming through. Man, Kua's army is already low HP. A couple of stims, a couple of splash shots, and you can see how quickly it drops down there, becoming a pretty sizable issue. 3 upgrades now on the way out on the side of Kua. We'll get the extra Ghosts and the bio units coming about as well. Colossus on the way. Upgrades all coming over. We'll drop some extra missile turret and sensor tower action into play as well. He will get his 4th base established. 5th command center coming online. Looking to duel in the later stages here. I mean, you can kind of see the defensive positions you're trying to kind of hold here as Kua. And I'm going to move that CC forward, try and push that into a little bit of a better position already. Step through. There's a lot of High Templar in the background. Not quite in reach of the High Temp of the Ghost EMPs just yet. One Storm on that tank. Storm on the tank now is so good. 140 damage off a Storm is pretty crazy. I actually think that's one of the craziest things. I don't think Storm should ever have had that much overall damage put to it. Seeing it now in action against like sieged units, it's like, cool. You drop a Storm on a tank and it's 99%, you know, well, not 99, but like 90% of the time it dies. Because if anything else hits it, it just won't have the HP to survive through the Storm. Vikings are just dropping down here. Kua pulls back in from the right-hand side. There are still Storms available. Colossus low HP. It's mostly tech units. If we can close the gap on this, things might die kind of quickly, but we're not there quite yet. Fire's still hanging back. We have a reinforcement wave of Stalkers. Army supplies are still dead similar. It's just the tech units that are available from MaxPax are scary, but we've only got one Storm remaining. We can fight our way through that, then maybe we've got a shot on this. Like I said, the Colossus is scary. The Stalkers aren't scary. The Bio can deal with the Stalkers well. It's just that last Storm, the Colossus being mixed into this is a problem as well. We're close to having 3-3 upgrades on the side of Kua, which would be nice. He's currently fighting down in upgrades, 3-2 from MaxPax. Wrestled that upgrade advantage away from his opponents. Stim here as the command center does a bit of blocking. It's a massive Storm. The Terran walking into it with a lot of the units initially. As the last Storm fades, new High Templars are actually ready. Kua just does not have enough. GG's MaxPax with the 2-0 here to advance through.